Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
.56 degrees and sunny here in Landover, Maryland. The 6-1 49ers, the 3-4 Redskins. Jim Harbaugh's 49ers 3-0 on the road this season. All three wins have come in the Eastern time zone at Cincinnati, Philadelphia, and Detroit. 49ers have won 5 consecutive games for the first time since the 2001 season. Mike Shanahan, 18th season as an NFL head coach, shut out for the very first time last Sunday against Buffalo in Toronto.
Yeah, a couple of opportunities for the Redskins to get points, but they kind of self-destructed down in the red zone against the Bills in the first half. And then, that last drive, they had an opportunity. I like the choice. Let's get a touchdown. We're not playing to prevent a shutout, but these Redskin offensive players have to step up today. And it was a tough day at the office last Sunday, and they've got some people back. They've got some guys in some better positions, and we're going to get to find out right away here if this offense is functioning any better than it did last week.
The 49ers won the toss, elected to defer, so David Akers will get things started. Brandon Banks back deep for the Redskins. 49ers have won their last 5. Redskins have lost 3 in a row. Line drive kick through the back of the end zone, so John Beck and the Redskins will start from their own 20-yard line. Beck's third start. Rex Grossman started the first 5 games. Beck 0-6 in his career as a starter.
And he's going to need the running game to be his best friend this afternoon. And they're going with Roy Halou as the starter in that situation. And it'll be important for Kyle Shanahan to keep this run-pass ratio in balance as close as he can. He can't panic if this starts to slide away early and commit to the pass. You've got to continue to threaten San Francisco with that run.
So Roy Halou in the backfield, another rookie, Leonard Hankerson, starting at wide receiver. A rookie left guard, Maurice Hurt, making his first NFL appearance, and a big hole for Halou on first down. Takes it across the 35-yard line, finally tackled by Patrick Willis. A gain of 16 for the rookie out of Nebraska.
Great start for this running game, and let me tell you, it's not going to be easy to do. This Niners defense is great against the run, but Roy Halou off to a good start there. Leonard Hankerson, some prospects on the outside. They've got to get him involved. Fred Davis, one of the keys. But here's where it all starts. Trent Williams is back. They took Will Montgomery, who was the left guard last week, put him back to his center position.
2 tight ends, Logan Paulson in the game, first and 10 from the 36-yard line. Here's Halou, who gained 16 on the first play from scrimmage, and he runs into the arms of Isaac Sopoaga after gaining 2.
A little bit of a change up front as Ricky Jean-Francois gets the start for Ray McDonald, who's inactive. But Goose, I just don't know how Washington's going to run into this front. This is a great group.
I don't know, led by Justin Smith, as we just saw. I mean, he's going up against a rookie, Maurice Hurt. That's a matchup that I'm going to be taking a look at today, Darryl.
And the former Redskin Carlos Rogers starting at left corner for the Niners, his first game against his former club. Second down and 8. Fullback Darrell Young is in the game. Third consecutive handoff to Halou, and Goose, you mentioned Justin Smith. Smith makes the tackle. Halou out to the 40, so the Redskins now facing a 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, Justin Smith does a good job. Maurice Hurt goes and pulls out to his right-hand side, but Justin has an edge on it. Okay, made that tackle there. Very little gain.
Justin Smith in his 11th season, made the Pro Bowl the last 2 years, his 161st consecutive start.
And this is our 3rd time doing San Francisco, and every time we do it, the offense starts off, and we got to find a way to stop number 94, Justin Smith, from making big plays.
Back out of the shotgun on 3rd and 6, looking to throw for the first time. He does. Pass is incomplete, intended for Terrence Austin. So the Redskins, after the 16-yard gain on their first play, forced to punt.
This classic there, Justin Smith here on the left-hand side of your screen, does a nice little chop, comes in, and he's on Beck right away. Good thing Beck got rid of that ball early. It would have been another sack. Something they don't want after looking at last week's film, Darryl.
10 sacks by the Bills last week. The former Eagle, Sal Rocca, punting to Ted Ginn Jr., takes it at the 8. And that is He's tackled at the 17-yard line by Pierre Fox. 53-yard punt by Rocket. 10 on the return. Frank Gore on the 49ers offense when we come back.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Welcome back. 49ers on offense for the first time. Led out to the field by seventh-year quarterback Alex Smith. 9 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions this season.
Break the huddle on the sideline down. We're going to go a little quick tempo here.
Two tight ends for the 49ers. First and 10 from the 18-yard line. As Smith hands off to Frank Gore on first down, and Gore breaks through and picks up the first down out to the 30. Frank Gore, who had a terrific month of October, 4 consecutive games with at least 125 yards on the ground. He picks up 12 here.
Watch, he's going to play the old disappearing act right here on the Redskin defense. He gets in behind that big offensive line. They lose track of him, and he is one of the best in the NFL at finding these little cracks, these really small running lanes, and exploding through them for extra yards.
Now Gore, Bruce Miller, and Kendall Hunter shift into the backfield. Power set, and the handoff is to Hunter, the rookie out of Oklahoma State. And Hunter gains 6 out to the 36-yard line. Brian Orakpo made the tackle.
Well, we're already getting a little bit of a feel for how this offense likes to work, and when you talk to Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator, the bigger the better. And actually, Kenny, that first play was 3 tight ends. Then they switched to fullback, double running back. But here's the guys up front that make this offense go. This is a running game that you have to account for as a defense. So you're going to commit guys down into that box. You don't want to stand with 7 guys trying to stop this run. That should open the door for plays down the field from their outside wide receivers.
Second down and 4 from the 36. Smith looking to throw for the first time. Pass is caught by Michael Crabtree. And Crabtree picks up another San Francisco first down out to the 42, a gain of 6.
Well, they're going to have their hands full on this Washington defense today, Goose, because Frank Gore is one of the toughest runners. The big problem for these guys has been missed tackles so far this year.
Yeah, they got some strong guys up front, but you're exactly right. It's the little things that have hurt this defense.
Lee Dowdy starting for the injured Shimago Atagwe. Have already picked up 2 first downs. Smith from the 42, complete to the tight end, Vernon Davis, returning home. Grew up in Washington, D.C., attended the University of Maryland, and Davis gained 6.
And that's what you have to defend when you're going against this 49ers offense, is a quick passing game into the middle of the field. This is the comfort zone for Alex Smith. Give him quick decisions right in his line of vision, and that means, you know, in between numbers and hash to both sides, that's the area that he likes to work.
63% for the season. Smith has completed his first 2 attempts today. Second down and 4 as Dowdy moves up into the box. Gore running behind the fullback Miller into Redskins territory. Stopped about a yard shy of a first down. Gain of 3 for Gore.
Well, as the season started off, Frank Gore not all that productive, but I think it's more of a function of the offensive line and Frank getting used to this style of running game. And look what he's done the last 4 games. They are in a rhythm. They are in sync, and you have to, that's your #1 priority. We hear it all the time from defensive coordinators, but when you play the Niners, you have to stop the run.
Number 90, Isaac Soparaga, 49ers nose tackle, is in an offense. He caught a pass last week. He is eligible. Big shift on the 49ers. Play clock at 2. And the Niners unable to get the snap off.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Jim Harbaugh says that somebody on the Niners side called timeout.
And they were looking for the play clock to get re-bumped up at the start of that play, because when Isaac Soparaga reported as eligible, it took a little bit longer for all that to come clean. I don't know if you get a free bump in that situation to get that clock started.
don't know if that Redskins defense really knew how to line up on that play. They got a little advantage by San Francisco to delay a game.
Now 3rd down and 6. Time, 49ers get the snap off in time. Smith in trouble. Down he goes. Hit by the combination of Ryan Kerrigan and Rocky McIntosh.
Wow, did Alex Smith take a big hit? He's going to be coming from the backside. Ryan Kerrigan, you have to block him the entire play. Gets pushed around. They lose track of him. What a big hit he delivered on Alex Smith.
I can't believe Alex Smith held on to the ball, Darryl. And that's a great job from him. I mean, his arm was cocked back. I thought that ball was going to come out for sure, but he held on to it, kept it against his body, and they're going to punt it away.
Andy Lee having a terrific season. This time put a little too much on it. 61-yard punt, touchback, net of only 41. Jim Harbaugh not happy.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
Well, Jim Harbaugh was unhappy as we went to commercial. He felt that a timeout was called prior to that delay of game penalty. 49ers ran the next play, punted. Redskins will now start from the 20. Roy Helu in the backfield, the 4th-round pick out of Nebraska. Tight ends, Gaffney and Hickerson. Split out to the right. On 1st down, this is Helu. Redskins are without Tim Hightower. Mike Shanahan decided to go with Roy Helu ahead of Ryan Terrain in the starting lineup. Shanahan shut out for the first time as a head coach last week, and you add in the time elapsed so far today, this is now the longest shutout streak against a Mike Shanahan coach team in his history with the Raiders, Broncos, and Redskins.
That's an impressive stat. The fact that that was the first time he had been shut out last week in Buffalo.
He has never been shut out 5 consecutive full quarters as a head coach. Beck swings it out to Helu on 2nd and 6, and he is cut down by Deshaun Goldson. Gain of just 2.
And this is something that the Washington Redskins offensive line is going to have to deal with. Watch the twist. Watch Paris Harrison, 98, goes back inside. That is one of the ways that Buffalo wreaked havoc against Washington's pass protection last week. A lot of the sacks came from just a 4-down rush, but they were twists. There were games up front, and when you have an offensive line that has a lot of different pieces in place, they can't pass those games as well as when you've played together side by side for a while. Another reason why having 71 Trent Williams back in the lineup helps out, and getting Will Montgomery back at center.
Play clock now at 2, and Beck calls timeout with the play clock winding down. So when we come back, Beck and the Redskins facing a 3rd down and 4. From the Lincoln Memorial to FedEx Field, 3rd down and 4 for the Redskins, just past the midway point of quarter number 1. Redskins must get to the 30 for a 1st down. Beck throws, it's bobbled and then dropped by Helu. Navarro Bowman on the coverage.
And these are just plays that you have to make when you're an offense that's struggling to find its way. You've got to be able to convert and stay on the field. Roy Helu right here, catch the ball, turn around, get that yard. Navarro Bowman's going to make the tackle, but you're going to have enough for the 1st down.
2 possessions, 2nd punt coming up for South Rocca. Ted Ginn Jr. back deep for the Niners. End over end kick. Ginn takes it on the run at the 34. And tremendous coverage downfield by Byron Westbrook, brother of the ex-Eagle and Niner, Brian Westbrook.
Jim Harbaugh is still working the officials. We had the San Francisco 49ers and the Detroit Lions a couple weeks ago, and that is part of the MO of Jim Harbaugh. You are going to get a full day's conversation as an official.
He has gotten to know all the officials on a first-name basis over the first 8.5 minutes of this game. Kendall Hunter in the backfield, 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. 49ers picked up 2 first downs on their opening drive, and then were forced to punt following a penalty and a sack. This pass is caught by Michael Crabtree, who takes it into Redskins territory, his second catch, gain of 21.
And this is something that's not getting a lot of talk. And Kendall Hunter for the San Francisco 49ers being able to take some snaps for Frank Gore and still be productive. And right there, he does a nice job in pass protection. Has LaRon Landry coming off the edge, steps up, gets the block, allows Alex Smith the time to get that throw to Michael Crabtree. It's going to pay off for Frank Gore in December and into that playoff push.
Gore told us yesterday it will keep me fresh and will also help extend my career. From the Washington 47, new set of downs for the 49ers. Smith from the shotgun. Pass to the outside, intended for Braylon Edwards, who returned last week in the win over Cleveland after missing 4 games following knee surgery.
One of the things I'm seeing as this game starts this afternoon is a lot more adjustments at the line of scrimmage by this 49ers offense. You know, the other games are kind of a team that comes up, they've got a play called, they'll move from run to run from time to time, but it's been a different pace at the line of scrimmage right now for the Niners.
Gore in the backfield, 2nd and 10. Gore, nowhere to go. Ryan Kerrigan brings him down back at the 48. Gore loses 4 yards.
And I think it's going to be hard to run on the perimeter. Brian Orakpo and Ryan Kerrigan set the edge as well as anybody. I mean, here's Brian Orakpo here. He's got 2 tight ends, gets that edge. Great job stepping up by LaRon Landry on the outside. You've got your outside linebacker trying to hold that edge on a double team as Frank Gore goes to bounce outside. It's number 30 that he sees right away that forces him back into the flow.
Now 3rd down and 14. 49ers must get to the Redskins 37. Smith under pressure from Orakpo, moves to his right, throws, and Gore thought about running before he had control of the football.
Good quick decision by Alex Smith here. They've got Brian Orakpo and Ryan Kerrigan on the same side. He recognizes the speed rushers there, steps up, eyes downfield, gets it to Frank Gore. A chance now, if he puts the ball away and secures it before he starts to run, to maybe move those chains.
So Andy Lee getting set to punt for the 2nd time.
Running backs having a hard time holding the ball today, Darryl.
Right, Goose, we saw it earlier from Halou, and now Frank Gore. Another terrific kick. Banks had trouble with it, and will fall on it back at the 3-yard line.
That's a terrible decision by Brandon Banks. You do not field a punt inside the 8-yard line. That was our break point. If you stand on the 8, if it goes over your head, you let it go.
4:41 remaining, 1st quarter, following the punt and the decision by Banks. Redskins starting at their own 3. There's Roy Halou standing in the Redskins end zone. Halou with all 26 yards for the Redskins offense so far.
I think it's a key on Roy Halou. What do you think?
Off the play fake to Halou. Back looking to throw from the end zone, and Justin Smith was right there to knock it down.
Justin Smith does a great job of knocking the ball down, but he could have caught that ball for a touchdown. Just takes an inside rip, keeps coming, turns the corner, sees Beck right there, gets his hands up. That is not normal for a defensive lineman.
What's that, dropping a football?
Absolutely. Usually they catch them. They're not like the running backs we've seen earlier. They're different species.
Species.
You would have loved an opportunity like that one.
Forget it.
2nd down and 10. Beck from the end zone once again, throws this one into the ground. And a penalty marker is thrown.
Well, they were trying to set a screen, and Justin Smith grabbed a hold of Roy Halou, and it's amazing. We had this conversation with Gene Steratore before the game, because this is one of the confusing plays for me. It's going to really kind of boil down to where was Roy Halou when Justin Smith grabbed a hold of him. Outside the tackle box, not a lot of leeway.
Holding. Defense, number 94. 5-yard penalty. Automatic.
Now the big thing on this is where is it at? Here's Justin Smith, he's pass rushing. Oh, there goes, he's going out on the screen. So he hooks him and he holds him. Now, see if he's outside the tackle box. So he's starting to go outside that tackle box.
I don't know about that.
The other big thing though, Tony, is they made no play fake to him. There was no play fake. If you give a play fake to the running back on the screen and then you do what Justin
but as a defensive lineman, you got to react. You see a running back coming through a hole, you put your hand out, you slow him down a little bit. It's not like you grabbed him and like he was by him. He's just in the area.
Yeah, but you're a different species. You should be able to process all that information.
You got to stick up for my guy. Great play.
And on the ensuing play, Halou gains 2 out to the 10. So he still has all of the Redskins' yards on offense. Now 28, a 16-yard run on the first play from scrimmage, making his first NFL start.
You know, sometimes when you're not creating your own luck, you need a little bit of help. And that holding penalty, we'll see if the Redskins can take advantage of this. At least try and flip field position on this drive.
Second down and 8. Armstrong in motion.
What is it?
Off the fake to Halou. Beck throws. The catch is made by the fullback, Darrell Young. And Young is knocked out of bounds by Patrick Willis after picking up 13 yards and a Redskins first down.
If you want a reception, throw it to a fullback, right, Darryl?
Nobody watches him in the flat. We sneak into the flat all the time. They always turn you loose out there. He's fun to watch. Darrell Young is a fun player to watch. He's a physical blocker, and right there you can see him just finish that run on Rocky McIntosh.
Goose Darrow just snuck into the flat here in the booth.
I've never...
From the 22-yard line.
What is it?
On first down, Halou up the middle. LeVar Bowman with the tackle as we check in with Kurt Menefee, the Browns and the Texans. Kurt?
Yeah, and the Texans have their running game going. A lot of people have been watching Arian Foster, but this kid's had a good year too. Ben Tate, 27-yard touchdown run. Right now, Houston on a roll. 14-3 on top of the Browns, and there's still plenty of time left in the first quarter. Can you do some goods?
All right, thanks, Kurt. Texans at 5-3. Out to a 14-3 lead over the Browns. Second down and 7.
What is it?
From the 25-yard line, penalty markers, handoff to Halou. And he takes it out across the 30 to the 31-yard line, gain of 6. Gene Steratore getting together with his crew.
Offside. Defense, number 95 is in the neutral zone of the snap. 5-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
That's Ricky Jean-Francois, the third San Francisco penalty.
One of the things I'm seeing early on right now is this offensive line coming off the ball and staying on the same level. Last week against Buffalo, you're trying to run that zone blocking, and you're on different tiers. Look at them here. They're all kind of shoulder to shoulder. They're getting the defensive front of San Francisco moving. They weren't able to do that last week against Buffalo.
What is it?
Second down and 2. Beck has not been sacked today. Pass is caught by the rookie out of Miami. Leonard Hankerson had some problems during the preseason hanging onto the football in the starting lineup for the first time today. 8 yards and another Redskins first down.
And Kyle Shanahan told us this is one of the guys that the lockout probably hurt more than anybody on this Redskins team. Just really kind of struggled when he was going through training camp. He's worked his way back all the way from the scout team, doing reps for the opposition during the course of practice. Got to the point where the Redskin defense was having trouble covering him during the preparation week. So he's earned his spot back out onto the field. Good job by Leonard Hankerson.
Second career reception for the third round pick out of Miami. From the 38. Halou cut down back at the 37-yard line, loss of a yard. Terrell Brown made the tackle as we approach 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. No score. Redskins and 49ers. America's game of the week coming up. Many of you will see the Giants and Patriots or the Packers and the Chargers. Rams and Cardinals as well. Green Bay still perfect at 7-0. And the Giants and Patriots meeting for the first time since Super Bowl 42.
Yeah, without Ahmad Bradshaw or Hakeem Nicks, though. David Boss up front. That's going to be very similar to what the Redskins are facing here this afternoon. That Giant offense missing a lot of key pieces.
What is it?
Second down and 11 off the fake to Halou. Beck with time. Fires downfield, and it's Deshaun Goldson who comes up with the interception. Pass was intended for the tight end, Fred Davis. Goldson with his second pick of the season.
What an aggressive play by Deshaun Goldson. He recognizes this. He goes after the ball quicker than Fred Davis. Here's Fred Davis, 83, a little in route. Look at the jump right there, and he beats him to the spot. Great anticipation by Deshaun Goldson.
Them safeties are just sitting back there waiting for John Beck to be throwing downfield. That's the first pass that he's thrown over 10 yards. And those safeties are right on him, zoned in.
So Goldson comes up with the pick. 17th takeaway by the 49ers defense, third most in the league. Football will be labeled for Goldson to take back to the West Coast. And the 49ers in good field position from their own 44-yard line. Final minute of play, first quarter. Hand off to Frank Gore. And Gore crosses midfield. Gain of 9. As time winds down, some extracurricular activity involving Rocky McIntosh and a trio of 49ers. This will take us to the end of the first quarter with no score. 49ers on the move following the Washington turnover. So it's the Redskins nothing, the 49ers nothing. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages.
Hey Goose, this is a young man's game. There's one of the reasons I wouldn't be able to read the font on Alex Smith's wristband. I need my reading glasses.
I'll tell you what, this looks like a menu from a diner in New Jersey. It doesn't have just this one page. It's got 3 or 4 pages in it. It's amazing. You're absolutely right. I don't know how he sees it. You need like a magnifying glass. At least I do.
Hand off to Gore. He picks up the first down. Just think, 7 offensive coordinators in 7 years for Alex Smith. So how many plays has he memorized and then forgotten each year with the change in coordinators and now another new head coach?
I want to know how they get to the plays. They say, hey, go to play number 97B, and then he's got to find that. I mean, it's amazing that he could find anything in there.
Offensive coordinator Greg Roman upstairs. Well, always fun talking to him. He kind of keeps it simple, though, too. That's why it's so funny to see such a large wristband. He's kind of simple in his approach.
First and 10 from the 42-yard line. Off the play action. Smith dumps it off to Gore. Wonder if that was play number 97B, Goose. We head once again to Los Angeles. Here's Kurt.
Out the last 2 games with an injured hamstring, this is what the Falcons were missing in Julio Jones. Check out the concentration and the catch on the throw from Matt Ryan. Goes down, gets it. Originally called incomplete, Falcons challenge. It's called a catch. Julio Jones gets his first NFL touchdown, and it's a beauty. 14-0 Falcons over Indy. Kenny Moose and Goose.
All right, Kurt Colts still winless at 0-8. Gore gained 7 on the previous play, now second down and 3 with Kendall Hunter in the backfield. Walker shifting. Hunter. And he's forced back by a combination of London Fletcher and Ryan Kerrigan. So third down and about 2.5 coming up for San Francisco.
Hey, Terrell, I'll tell you, I'll bet you something. I bet you Alex Smith comes to the line of scrimmage and he audibles something off. Because I haven't seen them break the huddle one time and run the play that was called. He's going to the line of scrimmage, he's seeing things, and he's calling the play right from the line of scrimmage.
They must get to the 32 for a first down. Smith backpedaling, under pressure from a rack pole, throws it away.
That's a smart play by Alex Smith. Nothing's there, he bails out, he tries to gain a little bit more time. Nothing's there, throw it out, looking for Ginn on the outside. Ginn goes and turns it up, looks like he had him there, but decides to just throw it away there at the yard marker, gets it across the line of scrimmage, so there's no penalty. He's out of the box anyway, but just punt the ball.
Well, here's David Akers, who has already set a franchise record with 3 successful field goals from 50-plus. He's 3 for 3 from this distance. A 52-yard attempt for the longtime Philadelphia Eagle. Eagles' all-time leading scorer And Akers, for the 4th time this season, connects from 50-plus, a 52-yard field goal, giving the 49ers a 3-0 lead.
Sponsored by the Droid Razor. Then is no longer frail, only at Verizon. By Citizen Echo Drive. Fueled by light, it never needs a battery. Unstoppable. And by Frostbrewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
3-0 lead for the 49ers. David Akers, who began his career as a Redskin, played 1 game for the Redskins during the '98 season, 12 years in Philadelphia, connects from 52 following the interception by that man, Deshaun Goldson.
You know, and we talk a lot about the offense, the running game for San Francisco, how sound they are defensively, but we forget about their special teams. David Akers is a kicker. Andy Lee is a punter. Now, if you have that theory that to have a chance to win a football game, you've got to win 2 out of the 3 phases, it's very hard for teams to come in against San Francisco and find a way to win 2 of those 3 phases. A very underrated special teams group.
Week 1 against Seattle, Ted Ginn Jr., 2 return touchdowns. Here's Brandon Banks for the Redskins. Banks brings it out to the 21-yard line. Bruce Miller made the tackle. Well, this December, 2 of the most storied conferences in college football will culminate their seasons with 2 epic championship games. For the first time in their history, Fox Sports will bring them to you on back-to-back nights. The Pac-12 championship game Friday, December 2nd, and the Big Ten championship game Saturday, December 3rd. Both games only on Fox Sports. 4th offensive possession for the Redskins, who have now been shut out over 5 consecutive full quarters. First time that has happened to a Mike Shanahan coach team. From the 21-yard line, Roy Halou. And Halou takes it out across the 30. He is close to a Redskin first down. Halou 16 yards on his first run today. And on this one, he gains 10 and a first down.
That's a great job by the guys up front, because Roy Halou never had to change his path. When you do a zone blocking scheme, it's on a line. You're running a line, and you're getting players to run. Well, he never had to deviate from the line that he picked.
Right tackle Jamal Brown shaken up. There's Jamal Brown, the Redskins starting right tackle, 2-time Pro Bowler with the Saints. He'll be replaced by Sean Locklear, who started the last 2 games at left tackle for the injured Trent Williams. Williams back today. He's hurt at left guard. Will Montgomery the center, Chris Chess to the right guard, and now Sean Locklear at right tackle. Beck on first down, complete to Halou, and he's tackled at the 35-yard line by Patrick Willis.
We keep looking at this from all different perspectives, but it's got to be very frustrating for Mike Shanahan and Kyle Shanahan. This offense has just hit a lull, and they can't get anything going. Injuries have played a part, but you know that's part of the game. There's a lot of teams out there with injuries on them, and they're moving the ball effectively, scoring some points.
Yeah, well, right now they're not taking any shots down the field, so they're going to have to put 8, 10-play drive in order to get the field goal.
Second down and 7. Play action. That pass downfield intended for the rookie out of Nebraska, Niles Paul.
You know, I think one of the reasons they may not be going down the field aggressively, Tony, is just the youth at the wide receiver position. When you lose Santana Moss, you've got Jabbar Gaffney out there who's a 10-year guy, but everybody else is 2 years or their rookie year. So, you know, John Beck has not had the opportunity to develop timing with him, to develop any type of consistency with him. And there's a lot of parts of this game where that ball just has to be turned loose, and you've got to throw guys open, and I don't think they're anywhere close to being able to have the confidence to do that without turnovers.
We saw Chris Cooley standing next to Kyle Shanahan. Beck on 3rd and 7, complete to that one veteran and wideout, Jabbar Gaffney, and he picks up a Redskins first down out to the 48-yard line. Gaffney gains 13.
Santana Moss is a huge loss for John Beck at the quarterback spot, because he's the one guy you could always count on. Now, Jabbar Gaffney has to become that guy. He has to be the go-to guy in critical passing situations to give John Beck an out.
You mentioned Moss. Dante Stallworth inactive today. Ryan Terrain has checked into the backfield for Roy Halou.
One is it.
From the 47-yard line, this is Terrain, who had some big games last year. After the Redskins lost Clinton Portis, Patrick Willis makes the tackle. A gain of 2 for Ryan Terrain, who broke into the league under Mike Shanahan in Denver. Terrain led the Redskins in rushing last year, had 300-yard games. Here's Chris Cooley. He's out for the season. Paul Brown back in at right tackle. As the Redskins empty the backfield, second down and 8. The slant intended for the tight end, Fred Davis.
Don't see that very often. He's really been the one solid guy, the one key guy that John Beck can count on. And that's Fred Davis, your tight end. And that's right there in the hands. You've got to make those plays. These guys have to start helping out John Beck. When you're an offense and you're struggling and you're a quarterback coming off a performance like you had last week, you've got to take advantage of every opportunity that's out there. And we've seen a couple careless drops by this Redskin offense.
Third down and 8. Redskins must get to the 49ers 43. Penalty marker. Pass is caught by Gaffney. And he picks up a first down. Now another late flag, as Justin Smith was sent flying.
Boy, he and Trent Williams have been battling the whole game. This stems from a couple of plays ago. This is from the Ryan Terrain run earlier in this series.
And now Mike Shanahan has sent Sean Locklear back in. Looks like Trent Williams is coming to the sidelines.
Well, the offsides by Ahmad Brooks, you just got to keep coming. When you're a defensive lineman, you know you're going to be offsides. Go back, go towards the quarterback. They'll call the play dead when you come
Fouls
back.
by both teams on the play. Offside defense, number 55. Also, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 71. By rule, the 15-yard penalty against the offense will be enforced. Replay, third down.
Watch Ahmad Brooks right here. He's offsides. Don't step back and stop. Keep coming. You know, here's the personal foul.
Trent Williams comes in, and Goose, he was immediately removed from the game by Mike Shanahan.
Now that's a nice job of going and picking that off. You don't hit a guy in the back. Trent Williams, no, that's not the kind of player that he is. You don't when a guy has his back turned, you don't go and hit him in the back like that.
That's a huge mistake, Tony, because that was going to be a first down, but you heard Gene Steratore talk about the 5-15. The 15 gets taken in that situation. So if he just maintains his composure and doesn't do that, it's 1st and 10 Redskins. Now they've got a long third down.
Third down and 23 with Locklear in at left tackle for Williams. Pass is caught. Taken up to the 42-yard line by Halou, but not nearly enough. So the Redskins, thanks to the Trent Williams penalty, forced to punt. They had crossed midfield for the first time, and then Williams was flagged for the shot on Smith.
Well, here's what happens when you're an offense that's got injuries. Your margin for error decreases, and right now the Redskins are not helping themselves offensively at all.
And a red kick by Rocket, taken up to 13 by Ginn. Aaron Fox, a special teams tackle at the 23, 45-yard punt, 10 on the return.
Today's game is sponsored by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers.
Welcome back. 49ers lead 3-0. Tempers have flared throughout. Goose, there's Justin Smith who took that shove in the back from Trent Williams.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. Right here, Justin Smith is going at it a little bit with Hurt, the rookie. He turns his back, and boom, right there, Trent Williams hit him. Now the play should be over right there. But all of a sudden, there's defense. That's the fake out right there. That's what got him the penalty. That was a nice job of Justin Smith selling it.
Now Alex Smith from the 24. Pass is caught, and Crabtree takes it out to the 38 for a 49ers first down, a gain of 13.
That's a nice job by Michael Crabtree, because that's a slant that got down the field, and he knows he's in the area where he could take a big hit. Goes up there, makes the catch, gets down, protects himself.
Alex Smith checking the plays on his wristband. He's completed 5 passes, 3 of the 5 to Crabtree. Kyle Williams in the game, split out to the left. From the 37-yard line, the toss to Gore. He changes direction and picks up another Niners first down out of bounds at midfield. 13 yards for Gore as we check in for a game break with Kurt.
Atlanta's Matt Ryan has only 3 completions all game, but 2 of them are for touchdowns to this guy, totaling 130 yards. Julio Jones, he scored his first NFL touchdown, 50 yards out. This one, an 80-yard reception and run against the Colts, and it's 21-0 Atlanta. Kenny Moose and Goose.
Well, the whole reason for going after Julio Jones in the draft, giving away all those picks, was to become more explosive. Took them a while, but it seems like they've got their guy up to speed now.
Alex Smith changing the play again on the line of scrimmage.
First and 10 from midfield, the handoff to Kendall Hunter. And a good job by the Redskins defense to wrap Hunter up. He was down, ruled down before the ball popped out.
That's one thing both of these defenses do very, very well is attack the ball. When you get in a big group like that, one guy's holding the guy up, the rest of them are trying to strip that ball out. They practice that week in and week out.
Jim Haslett, defensive coordinator for the Redskins. Second down and 9. Delaney Walker split out to the right. Smith on second and 9, hits Walker. Walker gains 6 to the 43. London Fletcher, who was in on 20 tackles last week against the Bills, makes the tackle, so a third down and 3 upcoming.
This is one of those personnel groups that gives people fits. Here's Delaney Walker and Vernon Davis outside. Now, when you go with the 2 tight end look, you're going to get more fundamental, basic defenses, and that helps Alex Smith with his reads. The ball comes out very quick. You're not getting those exotic, crazy defenses because of the 2 tight end formations and personnels that they do.
From the 44, third down and 3. 49ers 0 for 3 on third down today. Pass deflected, and then Vernon Davis tries to gather it in. He could not. Fletcher with the hit on Davis. So the 49ers forced to punt.
Definitely one of the guys you're going to have to account for. Vernon Davis can create some mismatches, and it looks like Kevin Barnes does a great job of recognizing something when he was outside and jumps in. He reads the eyes of Alex Smith, is able to get in there and get a hand on that ball.
Kevin Barnes and Vernon Davis, teammates at the University of Maryland. Andy Lee punting from his own 45-yard line. Banks this time lets it go, but it will stay out of the end zone, down at the 9-yard line by Anthony Dixon. Terrific punt by Lee. '49ers leading the Redskins 3-0. Well, Saturday, Fox Sports steps into the octagon with an epic heavyweight title fight. The #1 ranked contender of the world, Junior Dos Santos, squares off with undefeated world champion Cain Velasquez in the must-see live event you can only catch on Fox. Dos Santos and Velasquez for the UFC Heavyweight Championship of the World, live Saturday, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, only on Fox. Trent Williams back in at left tackle. Redskins start from the 9. The handoff to Roy Halou, and he's brought down by the combination of Paris Harrelson and Patrick Willis.
That's going to be the top job, trying to run the football with this zone blocking scheme against the Niners defense. They have great pursuit from the backside. All the good running plays we've seen so far up to this point have happened on the front side.
Halou averaging 4.5 yards per carry. Gore 6 carries, 38 yards for the Niners. This 49ers defense has been terrific all season long. They've allowed a league best 15.3 points per game. Redskins have not scored today as Beck looks to take off. And he gains 2 out to the 11-yard line. Ricky Jean-Francois, the tackle. We check in on the Saints and the Buccaneers with Kurt.
And for New Orleans, Darren Sproles continues to pay dividends, although it doesn't get much easier than this. A little screen play. No one really in front of him, so he takes it 21 yards for a touchdown. Just like that, the Saints are on top of Tampa and Danzig, 14-0. Kenny Moose and Goose.
Thanks, Kurt. Terrific race heating up in the NFC South.
Big divisional game there. Tampa Bay got New Orleans down in Tampa Bay a couple weeks ago, so critical for New Orleans to be able to get that victory this afternoon.
And Atlanta will host New Orleans next week. 3rd down and 8 for the Redskins. They must get to the 19-yard line for a first down as Beck fires downfield. Incomplete, intended for Gaffney. Chris Culliver on the coverage.
They're really struggling, the Redskins offensive line, with the games that the 49ers are putting on them. If you look right here in the middle of your screen, you're going to see
but here's
Holden Smith come right around the corner. Go ahead, Darryl.
He's got Fred Davis coming on the route. You get locked into the one receiver, and actually it was going to be Fred Davis who was going to pop on that corner route where he had the best opportunity for the completion.
Broncos' 4th punt taken by Ginn. He breaks away from the first tackle attempt. And that is brought down by Lorenzo Alexander. Terrific field position for the Niners.
Well, 10 sacks last week, a lot of pressure this week. He's got a nice little cut there on his left hand. Trying to figure out what's happening with this 49er defense. He had an opportunity for a long ball there. That was one of the things that Kyle Shanahan, the offensive coordinator, wanted to get him comfortable feeling to take advantage of those opportunities down the field. They really felt like in the Bills game last week, there were opportunities down the field, and he was checking the ball down at that time. And that last play is one of those classic examples. You've got your route combination. He's going for the deep post, and it was actually the corner route that popped open with Fred Davis.
Yeah, the difference is, he's getting pressure on him, but he's getting rid of the ball, or he's running, not taking the sacks very easily.
So now the 49ers go back to work, leading 3-0. Starting from their own 45-yard line. Smith looking to throw on first down, can't find anyone, and he will slide in Redskins territory down at the 47 as Alex Smith gains 8.
Frank Gore's got to do a better job in pass protection. We've been talking about him a lot, but he's got to step up here and just get a bigger piece. Waits a little bit, gets his head forward. London Fletcher's too savvy a vet.
Yeah, a nice shake there, Fletcher, didn't he?
Yeah.
Fletcher making his 200th career start today. 171st in a row. 2nd down and 2. Here's Gore. And Frank Gore picks up a first down and more. Gore is inside the 30, the 20, and he is finally knocked out of bounds by D'Angelo Hall after gaining 27 yards.
And here's the biggest issue for the Washington Redskins over the last few games. They're going to miss a tackle right down here at the line of scrimmage. Reed Doughty has got him. You play the play right, you put yourself in position, you drop your head, and you miss a tackle. What should be a 2 to 3 yard gain right there turns into a big play by Frank Gore.
And then Mike Crabtree at the end of the play, slow blocking downfield, gives Frank Gore a little bit more of an edge to get another 10 yards on that play.
Biggest play for the 49ers offense today. Now the toss to Kendall Hunter, replacing Gore in the backfield. And Hunter with a terrific second effort. He stepped out of bounds at the 12-yard line. So Hunter picks up 8.
This has become a really, really good rotation for the San Francisco 49ers in their running game. And Frank Gore said, hey, listen, early in my career, I wouldn't have been happy about this. I was selfish back then. I didn't want to come out of the game. He's matured. He understands that it's only going to benefit him during the course of the season. In the 4th quarter of every game, he's going to be fresher because he's got somebody he can count on.
He's also so excited to finally be on a winning team in his 7th season.
It's a big shift again, Goose. We got a heavy left side.
Isaac Sobrani in the backfield. Here's Hunter. Bottled up after a gain of 1 by Josh Wilson.
I mean, that is a lot of pounds moving across to the left side.
They better account for Alex Smith out the backside on that naked, because nobody was out there covering him. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this at some point in the game again, and Alex keeps it on the backside.
Clock winding down towards 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Jim Harbaugh's 49ers, when we return, facing a 3rd down and 1 from the Washington 11, leading the Redskins by the score of 3-0. 2 minutes remaining, first half. 3rd down and 1 for the 49ers, leading 3-0. Alex Boone in as an extra blocker. Isaac Sopoaga, an eligible receiver, number 90.
Two big guys caught passes last week. We'll see if they have any trickery in the playbook this week.
Smith rolling right on 3rd and 1. Terrific pressure. And Smith forced to throw it away. LaRon Landry bringing the pressure from the safety spot.
Well, they didn't account for Alex Smith in an earlier alignment. They came out in the same alignment, and this time they go and they stay on him. Don't give him any time to find Gore downfield.
And this is the reason you called that previous play throwing the football, because you knew you were going to come back and go for it on 4th down. Otherwise, you just line up and pound it with those big guys. Good thing LaRon Landry got there, because Frank Gore was wide open in the flat.
So the Niners going for it on 4th down and 1 instead of attempting a 28-yard field goal. Jim Harbaugh calls timeout. He sprinted down the sideline and uses a timeout prior to the play.
Timeout. San Francisco, a 30-second timeout.
Well, coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, Kurt Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights. Can the Buffalo Bills remain atop the AFC East? Bills at 5-2. Kansas City, who started the season 0-3, seeking their 5th consecutive win, trailing Miami 14-3 late in the second quarter. 49ers leading this game 3-0, going for it on 4th down and 1.
I like that timeout by Jim Harbaugh. It wasn't right. Just call it, get back in the huddle, and get the right play called here.
Got that overload to the left-hand side again.
And movement penalty marker prior to the snap.
We've seen this play. They should know about this on tape. They get up in that situation and they do a shift. We've seen it a couple times with San Francisco, and they get a free 1st down on it. That's something that they should have seen in film study.
Offense, number 81, simulating the snap. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
That's on tight end Justin Peele.
He must have been too aggressive as he came out. Justin Peele's right here. Now, we've had San Francisco before, and they did it virtually the exact same way, and they got the call their side that time. They got the 5 yards and converted the 1st down. Jim Harbaugh is not happy with that, and the reason is because they've done that earlier in the season, and it's been called differently.
So now David Akers, who hit from 52 earlier, will attempt a 34-yard field goal. Andy Lee, the holder, will place it down on the left hash. Akers from 34 yards out, it is straight through. So Akers 2 for 2 today. Extends the 49ers lead. It's now 6-0.
It goes back to the conversation we had before, though. If you're going to throw the ball on 3rd down with your big heavy group in there and the overload, in my opinion, that means you're going to come back for 4th down and you're going to go for it. Now, I guess he chose to go with something he used earlier in the season with a little bit of trickery, trying to get a free 5-yard penalty from the Redskins, and he's lobbying his case right now. I didn't think Justin Peele was aggressive.
No, I don't think Justin Peele made any effort coming towards the line of scrimmage. His first movement was backwards. I thought he pulled it off. I didn't think that was a good call at all by the officials.
But from his position, Tony, even if he goes backwards, he's simulating the play because he's down inside. He doesn't have to come forward. If you come forward, it's a no-brainer. But when you shift backwards, I mean, I didn't think he simulated like a fast kick. It's like the
he
head
didn't
bob
make a
on the
sudden move.
quarterback.
I think he just moved backwards, and like you said, they've seen it before. Let's take a look at him right here.
And you watch Delaney Walker, Vernon Davis, they're all shifting in a line and 2. I'm going out to check my formation.
If anybody, it should have been on Delaney Walker, I think.
But he was coming from a back position forward. He's allowed to do that. The big thing is really, I don't think any of the Redskins got into the neutral zone at that time. You know, it was flagged very quickly by the crew, and they got it called as false start on San Francisco.
For San Francisco, penalties in this first half. Niners lead 6-0. Kickoff taken at the 4-yard line by Niles Paul. And Paul is knocked down by Bruce Miller. Just shy of the 20.
One of the things we like to do, let's go back and look at it in real time, see how quick Justin Peel is. I think it's one of those tomato things, Kenny.
Tomato.
How many times have we seen Jim Harbaugh chatting with Gene Steratore during just about every commercial break of this first half?
You brought up a good point, Darryl. Even on that play, I don't think Washington jumped off sides. They were savvy to that play. And
Four flags, Goose. False start against the Redskins.
False start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's on the left tackle, Trent Williams, forcing the Redskins back to the 14. Well, Fox, tonight there's going to be trouble on an all-new Simpsons when Homer goes head-to-head with Glee's Jane Lynch. Don't miss the epic battle as two Fox Titans fight for the same job. Catch an all-new Simpsons tonight at 8, 7 Central, followed by an all-new Alan Gregory on Fox. Beck takes off and slides out to the 17-yard line. Took a hit from Navarro Bowman with a minute 30 remaining, as you see in the upper left-hand corner. On our Fox box, Redskins have 2 timeouts remaining.
A quick decision here. Everything starts to break down, and that's one of the things that John Beck did not do last week against Buffalo.
Second down and 12. Quick release. Beck hits Halou. And Halou loses the football. And it is scooped up by the 49ers. Dante Whitner on the recovery. The second Washington Redskins turnover.
One of the best in the NFL at taking the ball away. It's Patrick Willis going in, gets that arm right on the ball.
Dante Whitner does a nice job of scooping it up afterwards, trying to get some yards. Willis does a great job of hitting that arm. You're exactly right, Darryl. That ball just pops right out. That's tough.
This could be a backbreaker right here, Tony. I mean, you're hoping to get
timeouts.
Yeah. Hoping to get out of this first half, maybe just down 6-0, possibly even 6-3 if you can get down there and get a field goal attempt.
So now the Niners with a minute 9, 2 timeouts remaining from the Redskins 30. Off the play fake. Smith going deep. It's Miller. There is a flag as Bruce Miller takes it in for a 49ers touchdown. A penalty marker back at the 4-yard line.
The official who threw the flag motioned it was a touchdown, so it's probably going to be on the defense.
Illegal contact. Defense. Penalty is declined. Result of the play. Touchdown.
It's the first NFL touchdown for Bruce Miller, who was a defensive end in college at Central Florida.
The little wheel route right here. Rocky McIntosh is thinking flat the whole way. He didn't even sell it on the outside.
There's a penalty on Ginn. Against Ginn after the 5 yards. You got to let him run.
But, you know, and that's the thing. You make Rocky McIntosh come underneath. He sees fullback going to the flat. He jumps that to get away from all that release, and then Bruce Miller turns it up the field, and he's in a whole world of trouble.
Akers the extra point. So Bruce Miller, the 2-time Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year at Central Florida. The fullback catching the 30-yard touchdown pass, the catch and run from Alex Smith.
I want you to watch Rocky McIntosh and watch what he has to deal with on this release by Ted Ginn. He's thinking flat, so he's going to run underneath it to get there, but they've got the deep route dialed in, and he's beat immediately. So nice play design right there. A number of reasons. You know, the release inside forces him. He's got to come underneath. He's thinking flat to go get the fullback, and they've got the route down the sideline.
So the 49ers scored 10 points in 47 seconds and now lead the Redskins 13-0. San Francisco scoring 10 of their 13 points off turnovers. There is Dante Whitner, who recovered the fumble forced by Patrick Willis, and then on the next play, Alex Smith to Bruce Miller. Fullback showing terrific hands again. Hey, Goose.
Yeah, one more time.
2 for 2.
Another checkup for Darryl.
Now, the other thing about Bruce Miller is he's really starting to grow with Frank Gore and Kendall Hunter in the running game, too. And Frank will tell us, you know, going up to the line of scrimmage all the time. I'm talking to Bruce, you know, about how we should work on this play, about the defense that's going up there. You heard Kenny talk about his background is as a defensive end in college. So
thank you very much, Darryl. I was going to mention that. Defensive tackle.
Defensive end, Tony.
Well, defensive lineman. Sure he could have played inside a little bit more in the deep end of the field.
And Frank Gore told us how athletic Bruce Miller is, and we saw it on that catch. Here's Banks coming out of the end zone. Brandon Banks across the 25, and then he steps out at the 27-yard line, forced out by Reggie Smith with 56 seconds on the clock. Second quarter, Redskins shut out last Sunday, trailing this game 13-0.
Well, they just have not helped themselves at all offensively. You mentioned the 2 turnovers and 10 points off of those, and a lot of mistakes out there for this Redskin offense in the first half.
Well, this November, join the NFL Salute to Service campaign to honor our nation's veterans and active servicemen and women. Learn more at NFL.com/salute. This is the Redskins' 7th possession, and this is their best starting field position on their own 27-yard line. As Beck looks to set up the screen, Ballou unable to make the catch.
That's just an example right there. John Beck is not comfortable in the pocket right now. That's a screen pass, and that thing is coming off his hand much too quick.
Redskins with 101 yards of offense so far. 40 on the ground from Ballou. Now 2nd and 10. From the 27. Back to Gaffney for a Redskins first down out of the 41. A 14-yard pass play, and now the Redskins will use their second timeout.
You have to compliment John Beck on this one, because here comes another one of those games from his left. You're going to have Paris Harrelson coming inside. No, actually, it's Aldon Smith who was in there at that time.
Aldon Smith, the rookie out of Missouri, has had a tremendous first half to the season. The NFL Defensive Rookie of the Month in October. He has a sack in 4 consecutive games. So the Redskins down to 1 timeout from their own 40. Back out of the shotgun, first down. Back to Ballou. Ballou out to the 48-yard line. Gain of 8. Willis to tackle.
Roy Ballou, after he caught that ball, should have headed to the sideline. Save a little time for this offense. They got a little momentum here, but that clock is running down now with 28 seconds left. Young guy mistake.
Second down and 2. Beck sets up the screen to Ballou. And Ballou picks up another Redskin first down. 15 seconds. They still have that 1 timeout. Beck will come to the line and spike it with 8 seconds remaining.
It gives them time to take one more play out to the sideline. You can even work the middle of the field. You've got your last timeout remaining.
Graham Gano is the Redskins' place kicker. His season long is a 50-yard field goal, so the Redskins would have to go 8 more yards to the 33, which would set up the 50-yard attempt. Seconds remaining. First half. Redskins with 1 timeout. Back fake. Now the throw, and it's incomplete. Intended for Austin with 3 seconds remaining.
This looked like he wasn't sure the first one. Pump fake.
Pumped it, pulled it down, and then at that time it looked as though Terrence Austin was down on the ground.
Got to take a shot here with Gano.
Well, this will be a 59-yard attempt. The club record is 57.
Not a lot of wind down here, so he's got the leg.
Rocker will place it down on the right hash. A 59-yard attempt by Graham Gano. And the kick is good.
Wow.
Congratulations.
A new Redskins franchise record. And the Redskins are finally on the board after nearly getting shut out over 6 consecutive full quarters. Franchise record 59-yard field goal by Gano. Get ready for the second half with the San Francisco 49ers leading the Washington Redskins 13-3. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, 49ers capitalizing on 2 Redskin turnovers.
And that's been the big difference there in the first half. It's pretty even when you look at it statistically, but the biggest thing for the Redskins is coming in. We already knew they had very, very little margin for error offensively. They had to be very efficient in everything they were doing. They've had the 2 turnovers. They've had some drop passes. They haven't done a lot to help out John Beck, so they're going to have to get some things corrected at halftime. But the biggest thing is everybody just do your job.
A 10-point lead for the 49ers, looking to raise their record to 7-1. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL. Now remember, the 49ers won the toss, but elected to defer, so they will get the ball first here in the second half. Graham Gano set a franchise record as time expired in the second quarter. 59-yard field goal as the ball rolls off the tee. Longest in Redskins history. Steve Cox hit a 57-yarder back in '86 for the Redskins against Seattle. And Gano's 59-yarder, second longest field goal in the NFL this season, tied for the 10th longest all time as we take a look at the first half numbers.
And there's the story of the first half. The 2 turnovers by the Washington Redskins leads to 10 points for the San Francisco 49ers.
Kickoff by Gano is taken at the goal line by Ginn. Ed Ginn Jr. stopped at the 20 as we check in downstairs with Goose.
I'm just really surprised, about the San Francisco 49ers offense. They come into the game, you got Frank Gore, you got an offensive line that wants to come off the ball, and they just haven't been pounding it. It's almost like they've been trying to outsmart more than just going and playing and pounding the ball. So I would say that, here in the second half, look for Frank Gore, then to start pounding him up front and not get so cute here in the second half.
Gore 65 yards on 7 carries, a long of 27. Down on the field as we start this second half. 49ers empty the backfield on first down. Kyle Williams in motion. From the 20, this is Williams. And Williams picks up a first down. Out to the 33-yard line. His 3rd catch of the season, a gain of 12.
Good blocking downfield by his tight ends on that little quick screen to the outside.
Kyle Williams, the son of Chicago White Sox general manager Kenny Williams. Gain of 12 on the play. So you set it down. It's from the 33-yard line with Gore in the backfield. Smith hands it off to Gore. On first down, he breaks through. And he brings LaRon Landry with him all the way up to the 46 for a gain of 13.
You just have to be aware of what San Francisco does. They get you to think, look, here's Joe Staley. He came over here, so now you got 2 tackles. You just got guard and tight end on the backside. But that's where they run. They're going to go right into that area. So now all of a sudden, as a defensive player, you're alerting everybody, hey, we got jumbo left, 2 tackles. San Francisco breaks tendencies by running to the backside to just the guard and the tight end.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Frank Gore getting in the backfield, Alex Smith getting up to the center and run the play that you have and just go downhill.
From the 46, Smith to the outside, and the catch is made by Michael Crabtree, his 4th reception today, out to midfield, gain of 4.
Michael Crabtree is really progressing during the course of the season. He's taking advantage of the opportunities that are there for him, because you're really worried about Vernon Davis and Delaney Walker and all the other guys in the passing game, and he's been a real nice changeup for Alex Smith on the outside.
Crabtree bothered by that foot injury earlier this season. Missed a game. Has 4 catches today, now 29 on the season. Second down and 6. Smith throws on second down, and the catch is made for a first down by Delaney Walker, who takes it to the Redskins' 40-yard line, a gain of 10.
I bet you nobody spends more time in their playbook than Delanie Walker. They move this guy all over the place throughout this offense, and they ask him to do a ton of different stuff. And he's really one of the reasons why this offense is so multiple. He can do so many things. He's not a glorified tight end. You know, he's not one of these athletic guys that plays the position and all he can do is catch the pass. He's very, very good at run blocking. I think he surprises a lot of people with his blocking ability.
He's lined up at 15 different spots on the field so far this season. 4 plays, 3 first downs in this drive for the Niners. Here's Kendall Hunter with a push up the middle down to the 37-yard line. So the rookie out of Oklahoma State gains 3.
And that's a good job by a young running back. You know, you've got this big group of offensive linemen in front of you, and sometimes you have a tendency to jump and try and make something happen, and that's a big loss if Delanie Walker is going to miss some playing time. We just talked about how versatile he is. It's hard to see what happened there.
Came up limping. 2nd down and 7. Smith looking to throw on 2nd down. He fires downfield for Vernon Davis, who is unable to make the catch. LaRon Landry on the coverage.
This is a good job because this is a double move intended to go to Braylon Edwards out to the left. So watch Alex Smith. He's going to come back. He's going to pump it. Then he's going to try and go. Josh Wilson does a great job on coverage. Alex Smith quickly comes back to the other side of the field where he's got Vernon Davis. Vernon Davis should have made that catch. It should be 1st and goal inside the 10.
How about Alex?
The Niners.
How about Alex Smith just standing in there, the pocket collapsing around him?
Vernon Davis so excited to return home out of Dunbar High School, has 90 tickets for the game today. Delanie Walker back in, split out to the left, 3rd down and 7. Empty backfield. Now Walker shifts into the backfield, takes the toss from Smith. And he is knocked out by D'Angelo Hall. Is he looking to throw?
I didn't see anybody releasing down the field, but the big question is, you know, you've got that play there, but he just limped off the field a couple snaps ago, so you know he's not quite 100%. I think you got some better options out there right now. That's a good job by the Redskins. Look at them. I mean, they've strung that thing all the way out to the sideline, and just there was nowhere for Delanie to run.
London Fletcher just screaming out, left, left, left. Went out, flanked him. He's amazing. Things that London Fletcher can do for the amount of time he's been back there.
Now in his 14th season, Juice, member of the '99 Super Bowl champion Rams. He's the last one standing. Last active player from that squad. Lee's punt bounces into the end zone. So the Redskins will start from their own 20, trailing the 49ers by 10.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By the 2012 Jeep Grand Cherokee. By Chase. Don't get shortchanged. Get your cash back with Chase Freedom. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
49ers lead 13-3. Redskins start from their own 20-yard line. Roy Halou in the backfield has 81 total yards today of 133 for the Redskins offense. And Beck, who was sacked 10 times last Sunday, goes down for the first time today, a loss of 3. Ahmad Brooks.
He's just got to get the ball out of his hand quicker. You've got play action pass here. Everything's collapsing. Just take Darrell Young. He's out in the flat. Just take him. Don't get locked on a receiver. Play action fake. Come back. Nothing deep. Check it down. Where's my check down?
Ahmad Brooks, whose late dad Perry played 7 seasons for the Redskins in the late 70s, early 80s with the sack. And now Halou looking to get back to the original line of scrimmage, knocked out of bounds by Terrell Brown.
Looks like that zone blocking by that offensive line. They were getting pushed early in that, late in that second quarter. Now it looks like this defensive line is very on to what they're trying to do and how to attack it. Not a lot of movement. Strung them all the way down the line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what you want to do as a defensive lineman. Just let them keep running laterally. They're not getting any yardage, eating them some clock. Smart job by that defensive line.
They're down at 12. 4 receivers set. Redskins must get to the 30. Back complete. Leonard Henderson Tackled at the 26-yard line by Maryland native Navarro Bowman with help from Patrick Willis. So the Redskins go 3 and out.
One of the things you can decide to do is get the ball out quick, short of the first down, and let your guys run for it and try and make it. But when you play against San Francisco and you've got Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman patrolling the middle of that field, that is going to be a very difficult task.
I'll tell you what, you're down by 10 points. You got to get 15 yards and you throw an 8-yard pass down the middle of the field. I just don't see it.
Good kick by Rocket, taken at the 20 by Ginn. Nice return, 19 yards. Knocked out of bounds just shy of the 40, 54-yard punt. Ahmad Brooks with the first San Francisco sack today. Goose, did you bring that sign? We saw your hard handshake with Jim Harbaugh prior to the game.
Yeah, you just got to go in there. I went, sunk that thumb in, Just didn't want him to think that I was going to give him the old dead fish handshake, and I wanted to be a manly man, and it was a good shake. He had a good shake there in the open.
Give him a good slap on the back?
Nah, not in. Maybe after the game I'll do that.
Of course, referring back to what took place following the 49ers win in Detroit 3 weeks ago as Smith hands it off to Gore, and he takes it out to the 43-yard line. Adam Carricker, the tackle.
There's the wind-up, boom, the thumb, down in, the handshake. Okay, no problem.
Excellent technique, Tony.
Yeah, that was nice. It came out from right field, too. That was a nice one.
Well, the 49ers had the bye following that win in Detroit, and Jim said prior to their game against Cleveland last week, he was practicing high fives with his daughter. They're ready for his post-game handshake with Pat Shermer. Second down and 6. Off the play fake. Smith can't find anyone downfield. He takes off, and he is down at the 47-yard line. Gain of 4.
See, this is good decision-making by Alex Smith, and we've heard about it all year. This is a two-man route. Here's your 2 guys out here. They're going deep. Everything else is max protection. So you take a look downfield. Washington does a good job covering. Now, in the back of my head, I know I've got Brian Arakpo and Ryan Kerrigan on the field. So if it's not there, I'm getting out of here.
I think he could have dove and got that first down. Only 3 yards.
49ers today 0 for 6 on third down. Smith fires, and the catch is made by Ted Ginn Jr. It was nearly picked off by London Fletcher, and Ginn picks up the first, a gain of 14 to the Washington 40.
I'm impressed by how Alex Smith throws on the run, and we've talked about them taking advantage of this running game that everybody talks about, and they have to defend. And this is a nice throw by Alex on the move, so why not more play action, getting him out on the edge? Look at that, just beyond the outstretched hands of London Fletcher.
From the Redskins 40, Smith, the Crabtree. Knocked down by D'Angelo Hall at the 33-yard line, a gain of 7.
Well, he is really quick in and out of his breaks. I've been really impressed with Michael Crabtree back to the Detroit game and here again this afternoon.
This second half, I'll tell you what, this offense's tempo, the way they're just moving down the field, they're clicking a lot better here in the second half than we saw in the first.
It seemed like they tried to do too much pre-snap in that first half. Methodically moving down the field here in the third quarter. Second down and 3. As Braylon Edwards makes the catch for another San Francisco first down, gain of 7.
Yeah, you've got this one all day long right now if you want it. We just saw Michael Crabtree on the exact same route. Look at the depth off the line of ball from Braylon Edwards. So just a nice easy throw and catch with the wide receiver and the quarterback.
First catch today for Edwards. 4 receptions in his return to the 49ers lineup last week. From the Redskins 27, here's Gore. Gore gains 4 down to the 23, and another tackle made by London Fletcher. 49ers with a record of 6-1. They have not started a season 7-1 since 1997. It's also the last season during which they won 6 consecutive games, doing it for a rookie NFL head coach in Jim Harbaugh. Second down and 6. 2 tight ends, Walker and Davis. Score gains a couple down to the Redskins 21 with 5.5 remaining in this third quarter.
He's got great feet. It's like he slides. As he gets up to the line and as he's cutting, he's always moving forward, which is something for young running backs. You watch, if you find a guy you like his style, and one of the things that I like about Frank is he's always going forward. And every once in a while he'll do that radical jump cut, but watch this. As he's going and he's sliding, he continues to move forward. He's got great patience.
Yeah, he has a nice, you're exactly right, being patient, waiting for Adam Snyder to come around and waiting for his blockers and just follow him right back behind him.
Third down and 4. And Smith is sacked back at the 27-yard line. Brian Arakpo with the Redskins' second sack today.
They've got great edge rushers here. Brian Arakpo coming on the outside, working against Joe Staley. And that's the hard part when you go against a speed rusher on the edge. Joe Staley's waiting for speed, and then all of a sudden Brian Arakpo just drops down on him and gives him a bull rush. You're already on your heels.
So here's David Akers' 45-yard attempt. He's already connected from 52 and 34 today. Lee places it down. Akers from 45, off the right, upright, and it is good. So Akers now 3 for 3 as he extends the 49ers lead. It's now 16-3 San Francisco. Nine plays, 35-yard drive for the 49ers. Akers 3 for 3 today. Alex Smith 3 for 3 on that drive. So the 49ers 3-0 in the Eastern time zone this season. Now lead the Redskins 16-3. And in all three of those prior games, Darryl, they came from behind in the second half to defeat Cincinnati, Philadelphia, and Detroit. From the 5, Brandon Banks. Banks tackled shy of the 20 by Bruce Miller, who has the game's only touchdown. Redskins offense in a moment. $16-3 lead for Jim Harbaugh's San Francisco 49ers. John Beck and the Redskins will start from the 19-yard line. Beck, born in the Bay Area, moved to Utah as a youngster, high school in Arizona. Comes from a family of 49ers fans, and some of them are here in the stadium today. From the 19 on first down, Beck in trouble, moving to his right. Out of bounds at the 23, gain of 4.
He just has no time in this pocket. I mean, San Francisco is collapsing it right on top of him. Watch the push that the down guys get. He's dropping back. He can feel it. Ahmad Brooks coming in from his right side.
Second down and 6 for the Redskins. Sean Locklear back in the game at right tackle. There's backup quarterback Rex Grossman, who started the first 5 games. Locklear in for Jamal Brown, suffered a hip flexor. His return is questionable. Off the fake to Halou. That throws intended for Logan Paulson. Willis got a hand on it.
One of the things that Kyle Shanahan talked to us about on Friday was, you know, we had some opportunities to get the ball vertically down the field and we didn't get them. Leonard Hankerson gets turned loose right there. Now, there's a little bit of pressure on the other side that forces it. Jabbar Gaffney is running through. These guys are getting frustrated right now, who are getting down the field deep, but it all has to work together. That group up front has got to find some time, but on that bootleg on that hurt, so you got to get out, understand that you need to start taking shots down the field.
Yeah, he's just not looking downfield. John Beck's got to go and look at his receivers. They're putting their hands up. I mean, they're open, but he's just, for some reason, will not throw the ball over 20 yards.
Well, now Hankerson does pick up a first down, goes down to the 35-yard line as Redskins shuffle in personnel. Redskins went 3-2 over those first 5 games with Rex Grossman at quarterback. As you heard from Jay Glazer on our pregame, Rex a couple weeks ago fighting pneumonia-like symptoms, took IVs in the locker room during the game. 2 weeks ago, still not 100%, but much better than he had been, that according to our NFL insider Jay Glazer. 3 minutes remaining, third quarter. From the 35, Beck fires downfield, and that pass is short. Intended for Paulson with Navarro Bowman on the coverage.
trying to get a little bit more aggressive here on the last couple of plays. Coming from your right side, trying to get over the top. Navarro Bowman trying to fit in that tight seam. That's good coverage by Navarro Bowman right there. He gets the hand on the ball at the last second to deflect it away.
Nice job of getting his head around to see that ball coming.
Bowman's had a terrific season, the Maryland native, leading tackler for the 49ers this year.
Look at the safety depth right here. They're not really all that worried. They're starting their drops at 10, 12 yards.
Beck dumps it off to Ryan Terrain. Bowman the tackle. Terrain out to the 41, gain of 6. So it will be 3rd down and 4.
We've had some games this year where you see safeties at 20 to 25 yards. And against this game right here, San Francisco, their safeties are starting pre-snap right around 11 to 12 yards. They are not worried about anything getting over the top.
No deep threat.
The longest completion for Beck today has been 13 yards.
And when you don't have that deep threat, it affects your run game, it affects the screen game like we're seeing. We're seeing this 49ers team running to the line to the ball carrier. Not really getting a lot of yards. You're not going to break anything.
Beck's pass batted and then caught for a 1st down by Halou. So Roy Halou able to gain 17 yards down to the San Francisco 41.
Well, here's their longest play of the day. A little deflection.
Deflected by Ricky Jean-Francois right into the hands of Roy Halou.
That's a heads-up play by Halou. Young guy out there, sees the tip ball, goes up and gets it, turns.
As Darryl said, that is the longest play, Goose, for the Redskins offense today. And now Bowman gets into the backfield as a flag in the secondary as Terrain was tackled back at the 45 for a loss of 4.
Personal foul, crackback block, offense. Number 18, 15-yard penalty, replay, 1st down.
Terrence Austin.
Coming in from the outside of the formation when you're outside. There's Terrence Austin right here. Can't go down at the legs.
So Austin flagged. This will push the Redskins back to their own 44-yard line. 1st down and 25. Redskins shutout streak ended at 95 minutes 5 seconds with that 59-yard field goal by Graham Gano, new franchise record at the end of the 1st half. Redskins trail 16-3. They empty the backfield for Beck on 1st and 25. Beck dumps it off, low throw to Halou, who is back into 49ers territory.
There's a little bit of the indecision that we're seeing from John Beck during the course of this game. When he pops out, he's got Roy Halou right there right now. You know, set your feet, get him the ball, get it in a spot where he can catch it and run. There's Roy split out wide. Now he's got him right now as he breaks from the pocket. And then you know, down low, he's got to go down and get it. So just commit to the play and turn it loose. It's one of the phrases that people talk about in the passing game that is so key. The quarterback has to trust what he's doing and just turn the ball loose.
2nd down and 18. Back to the outside, caught by Halou, stumbles down. The game's just won, and this Redskins offense continues to hear it from their home crowd.
Well, they're just frustrated, seeing screen after screen, short pass.
Well, when you bring in Mike Shanahan, I mean, you expect an explosive offense, and they haven't been able to get that in his 2 years here. And yet you don't have Tim Hightower, you don't have Santana Moss, you don't have Chris Cooley. You know, there's some reasons for it, but we mentioned before, there's a lot of teams in the NFL right now with a lot of their key players out, and they're finding ways to put points on the board.
3/4 of the books, 49ers by 13. Welcome back, Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Saragusa. We start the 4th quarter with the 49ers leading Redskins 16-3. 49ers with a record of 6-1. Redskins started the season 3-1. They've lost 3 in a row. Their downward spiral has continued here today. 3rd down and 17 for Washington. They must get to the 31. The screen to Halou. And he stays on his feet, but is stopped about 2 yards shy of a first down as Halou gains 15. So it is now 4th down and 2.
And one of the things you're going to see here at the end of this run is a missed tackle by Navarro Bowman, number 53, which you very rarely see. He's in position right there, just over pursues and misses it. They put themselves in a position to go for it on 4th down here.
That's a nice cut by Roy Halou, though. Lowers his shoulder and doesn't give him the opportunity to make that tackle.
So Mike Shanahan leaves the offense on the field instead of attempting a 50-yard field goal. The no hit from 59 earlier. They need the points. Redskins going for it on 4th and 2. And the pass is incomplete with Bowman on the coverage. Intended for the tight end Fred Davis, who came into this game as the Redskins' leading receiver, does not have a catch today.
Well, Mike Shanahan told us last week he felt John Beck lost a little bit of his swagger that he had gained in the little bit of play he got in Philly and then in Carolina. And I think it's kind of carried over here a little bit today. That last play, he's got Jabbar Gaffney for the first down, and he doesn't get it to him.
Pass on 4th down was incomplete, intended for Fred Davis. So now the 49ers take over from their 33-yard line, leading by 13 as Smith hands it off to Frank Gore. And Gore takes it out to the 37 for a gain of 4.
Let's go back and take a look at the 4th down. First thing I don't like, you're going to motion your fullback out of formation. Well, that just screams pass right now. Here's the guy who pops open. And Jabbar Gaffney, look at the cushion. He's got a 10-yard cushion on 4th and 2. Come back, set your feet, throw it. You can't get locked in on Fred Davis. He's been one of your more consistent guys through the course of this season. Well, guess what? San Francisco knows that. In a situation that's critical during the game, they know that Fred Davis is going to be the guy that you're going to look to throw the ball to.
2nd down and 6 off the fake to Gore. Smith with a rat bow in his face. There's a penalty marker in the secondary. Pass was intended for Ted Ginn Jr.
Pass interference. Offense, number 19. 10-yard penalty. Replay. 2nd down.
That's on Ginn.
Probably at the top of the route with a little shove to get some separation.
That was sneaky, though. I like the shoulder.
That's the old Michael Irvin.
Yeah. Oh, Mike made, you know that better than anyone. Mike made a living with that little shoulder shrug.
Yeah, but the arm never was extended.
Never,
the arm never came extended. I never saw Michael Irvin push off one time in his entire career.
With his arm.
2nd down and 16. Smith throws to the outside, and the catch is made by Vernon Davis. Wrestled out of bounds by LaRon Landry at the 36-yard line. Gain of 9, and we will check in once again with Kurt.
Miles Austin left the game for Dallas with a hamstring injury, but that's okay the way LaRon Robinson has been playing of late. He hooks up with Tony Romo for a 6-yard score in Dallas, opening things up with Seattle. Right now, it's 20-6 as they start the 4th quarter. Kenny Moose and Goose.
What a great pickup Lauren Robinson has been for the Dallas Cowboys. With all the injuries, Des Bryant and Miles Austin not being able to stay healthy during the course of the year, he's really been a great addition.
Former St. Louis Ram. 49ers have struggled on 3rd down today. Play clock winding down, and timeout is taken by the Niners.
San Francisco.
Early 4th quarter. San Francisco leading by 13.
State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state. By UPS. Let UPS put the power of logistics to work for you. And by Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving.
On a beautiful November afternoon, 49ers looking to remain perfect on the road, perfect in the Eastern time zone. Last team from the Pacific time zone to go 4-0, the Eastern time zone, the 49ers in 2001. They're down and 7, they must get to the 43 for a first down. And they do. Vernon Davis makes the catch in Redskins territory to the Washington 42, a 21-yard pass play.
Well, the Redskins decide to go coverage right here. You see all the guys at the line of scrimmage, but it's only a three-man rush. They bring Arakpo late, but that's a good job by Alex Smith. Just that little slide right there, and Brian Arakpo on that twist all the way from the other side around gets there one step too late.
New set of downs for the 49ers. 12 minutes remaining in the fourth. From the 42, here's Gore. Gore down to the 40-yard line. Gain of 2, so Frank Gore now with 94 yards today. 6 yards away from becoming the first ever San Francisco 49er to rush for 100 in 5 consecutive games.
You kind of see where he's been making his hay today, and it's the middle. The majority of their plays are in the middle, and that's kind of how this running game is built, and really this offense. I mean, Alex Smith is going to work the middle of the field in the passing game. The running game is going to attack from tackle to tackle in the run game, right down your throats as a defense.
Second down and 8.
A lot of shifting late in the play procedure right here.
From the 40 on second down, it's Gore up the middle. Gains 4 to the Redskins 36. His teammate at the University of Miami, Rocky McIntosh, makes the tackle.
We're seeing what we saw there in the first half with the shifting, the moving. Alex Smith not happy with what he's seeing. And you know what, Darryl? He's really getting close to that play clock again. You know, he only had 1 second left, you know, before they got ready to go.
Type of game plan you'd think you'd see, you know, out in San Francisco, but out on the road here at FedEx Field.
Third down and 4. The slant is caught for a first down and more by Braylon Edwards. And Edwards is finally taken out of bounds by D'Angelo Hall at the Redskins 11, a 24-yard catch and run.
And that's the big thing here. There's Braylon Edwards down at the bottom, a little slant. Good timing, good throw by Alex Smith, catch him in that second window. Braylon Edwards, he can be the guy on the outside. And again, you challenge defenses with stopping the run. It's a physical run game. It's a bunch of big, nasty guys up front. Frank Gore and Kendall Hunter, very effective behind those guys. You worry about that, you commit to it. Now all of a sudden you got Braylon Edwards down the field, a big target. I just think this offense is going to get better and better every week down the stretch.
Kendall Hunter in the backfield. 49ers in the red zone from the 12. Here's Hunter. Hunter gains 2 down to the 10-yard line with under 10 minutes remaining.
It's funny when we have we got a player down for the Redskins.
Kedrick Golston. Veteran defensive end. 10-2 by the Redskins medical staff. Back in a moment. 9:44 remaining in the fourth as Kedrick Golston was shaken up. Number 64 for the Redskins on that last play.
He's already wearing a brace on that right elbow and landed really, really hard. As he starts to make it to the sidelines and just goes down.
Second down and 8 for the 49ers as Alex Smith once again checks his playlist. Resting on top of the helmet of Jonathan Goodwin, his center.
That is a very, very large wristband.
Second down and 8. Frank Gore goes over 100 for a 5th consecutive game. First time that has been done in San Francisco 49ers franchise history.
And that's pretty impressive. That's a big statement when you think of the running backs out of that franchise. Ricky Waters, Roger Craig, Garrison Hurst, Joe Perry, Roger Craig.
See the number 34 on the helmet of all the Niners. The late Joe Perry, 35, the late John Henry Johnson. $1 million backfield, both Hall of Famers. Play clock at 2, and Smith uses the second San Francisco timeout.
And I don't know, he's coming up to his offensive line and he's trying to get them to be up and set. I just don't think there's been a sense of urgency all the way across the board with the Niners offense with some of their plays at the line of scrimmage.
Following the San Francisco timeout. 3rd down and 1 for the Niners. Inside handoff to Gore, and he is close. It will depend on the spot. Our yellow line is unofficial.
We talked about Washington when they went into their 4th down play and motioned the fullback out, and that kind of says pass. Now San Francisco goes shotgun, and I'm just not a big fan of shotgun run, not with these guys, not with the different things that they can do in their running game. If we're going to run it, let's line up, get under center, and let's run it.
Absolutely, I'm with you.
Your tackles are in 2-point stances in shotgun, so you've asked Anthony Davis and Joe Staley to come up to a big disadvantage in that 2-point stance.
Here come the Chains with just under 8 minutes remaining in the 4th. So Jim Harbaugh will send out David Akers, who is 3 for 3 today. 18 for 20 this season. Ironically, his only 2 missed field goals came in his former home stadium in Philadelphia in a game the 49ers would come back to win 24-23. He's made 56 in a row from inside 30. Akers today is hit from 52, 34, and 45 yards. Be a 20-yard attempt. Akers 4 for 4. As the 49ers take 6 more minutes off the clock, a 9-play drive, and some extracurricular activity once again. The 49ers defense has been terrific all season long. More of the same here today as they force 2 Redskin turnovers.
Now, one of the things they've done great this year, they're taking it away on defense and they are not giving it away on offense. And they've been working on Braylon Edwards up underneath his shoulder pad, so hopefully that's nothing, because I really think that this offense will be able to take that next step with his presence on the outside.
You're right, Darryl. The 49ers offense, as the kickoff sails through the end zone, has committed only 6 turnovers all season. The defense forces 2 more today, so they are now a plus 12 for the year.
It's an old school philosophy of what San Francisco's doing this year. You know, they're built on great defense, a really strong physical running game. They don't turn the ball over. They take it away from you. They've got great special teams. Andy Lee controls field position. David Akers may be one of the best free agent pickups of the offseason.
Offside. Kicking to 49. 5-yard penalty and re-kick.
So Akers will do it again with 7:41 remaining. Kickoffs from the 35, so following the penalty, ball will be placed on the 30. San Francisco 49ers in control. Record of 6-1. They lead this game 19-3. Redskins team shut out last week by the Buffalo Bills. Their only points today coming on a franchise record 59-yard field goal by Graham Gano.
It's interesting that San Francisco still does this with the new rule that you have to be inside the 5 yards to bust out of this thing and make sure everybody's in the right place.
Must have their foot on the line or be inside 5 yards, as you said, and backs will take it from the 2.
Get that down there quick.
Backs down at the 24, a 22-yard return. So John Beck leads the Redskins offense back out. We've been talking about Beck throughout the day. Mike Shanahan told us he was happy with his performance in relief in Philadelphia. Played well in his first start as a Redskin against Carolina. Lost his swagger and confidence last week. And if this continues, at what point, if you were Mike Shanahan, do you consider going back to Rex Grossman?
I think that's the hardest choice when you make that decision. Now, he told us he made that decision because John Beck gives him a better opportunity to win games when your offensive line is in a state of disarray and you've lost some of your playmakers on the outside. He's better at what he calls the off-schedule play than Rex Grossman.
Here's Terrence Austin. He fumbles, and it is recovered by Navarro Bowman.
Yeah, but sometimes you've got to have help from your teammates. You know, that is not John Beck's fault. And, you know, right now it's just, it is what it is for the Redskins offense right now. And when you are in a situation where you've lost Tim Hightower, you've lost Santana Moss, you've lost Chris Cooley, Terrence Austin cannot put this ball on the ground.
The third Redskins turnover. It's the second forced fumble by Patrick Willis.
He's just a machine. I mean, an absolute machine. And his numbers are down a little bit in tackles this year. Navarro Bowman actually leading the 49ers in tackles, which, you know, Patrick has been their leading tackler every year he's been here. That's because he's being asked to do more in the passing game. But he's still making big plays. You can see right there the key to this defense.
The 49ers offense right back on the field. Play action on 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line as Smith took a hit from a rack ball. Kerrigan with pressure as well as Smith throws it away. So Navarro Bowman comes up with the recovery. Forestville, Maryland native. Attended Penn State now in his second season.
But it goes back
Shanahan, Redskins offensive coordinator.
It goes back to what Tony said at the top, though. When you're having a run like this, when your offense is struggling, the defense and special teams have to pick it up. And they haven't been able to make any big plays in those two areas this afternoon.
Backdoor. And a flag is thrown at the end of the play.
I think this is another one of those ones where we got another one on the sideline again. Now, this has been going on all day long. This was actually a part of it in pregame.
Like London Fletcher was the first Redskin involved at the end of the play. Jim Harbaugh told us yesterday he expected the game to be a physical struggle, a 1950s type of game, and it certainly has been.
Well, the way that San Francisco plays, I don't know if any of the games that they're in are going to be anything but a 1950s slugfest style.
Yeah.
Frank Gore clearly out of bounds. Let's back up here.
Offense, number 59. 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
As you saw, Kyle Williams threw a bit of a shoulder at London Fletcher.
It's never the first guy, though, Kenny. It's always the guy that comes back and retaliates that gets called, and that's exactly what happened.
Although it looked like neither guy was called in that instance. It was a hold against the 49ers, so the officials did not see the Williams hit on Fletcher or the retaliation by London Fletcher. 49ers forced back to the 45-yard line. Second down and 19. Smith, quick release. Vernon Davis. Ball comes loose. And the Redskins have it. Ron Landry recovers for Washington.
That's what they need. That's what this team, they need it before there's 6 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the game, though. But you've got to find a way to create turnovers. Vernon Davis has got the ball He's going to struggle for extra yards. D'Angelo Hall does a great job at just continuing to fight, rip at that football. As a player, you have to know when the play is done, Tony, and just get down on the ground.
Absolutely, but nice job by the defense of going and running to the ball. That's why Landry came up with this ball. Everybody's running, they're coming, scoops it up and gets it back.
49ers first turnover today. And the pass is caught by Austin, who coughed it up moments ago. Austin out to the 49, gain of 5. 6.5 remaining, fourth quarter. Redskins trailing by 16. 3 wide receiver set. Austin in the slot. Back on 2nd and 5, complete. And for Fred Davis, that is his first catch today.
Well, he's had a lot of drops. That's not his first opportunity for a catch today. That's just his first catch. He's had a couple that he's let go through his hands.
Redskins leading receiver now with 37 receptions.
I like the way the Redskins right now. They got a quick tempo. They got a little fire in them. You're just absolutely right, Cal. You can't do that with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It should have been like in the first quarter.
From the 43, complete to Leonard Hankerson, who takes it down to the 37-yard line. Hankerson gained 6, now 2nd and 4.
Well, you have to credit the patience of San Francisco safeties. We've talked about the depth they're playing at. They're not all that deep. And the fact that they haven't been enticed to come up and jump one of these short routes and get beat over the top.
Back that time looking for Anthony Armstrong. Chris Culliver on the coverage. They're down at 4. Redskins must get to the 33-yard line for a first down. That throw's broken up by Culliver.
He's going to be a good player. He had a really nice game when we had San Francisco earlier in the year against Tampa Bay. He trusts his instincts, has confidence in what he sees. Look at him come off. Nice switch right there by San Francisco. Patrick Willis takes the out. Chris Culliver comes back inside, jumps the inside route.
The rookie out of South Carolina, 3rd-round draft pick. And now the Redskins on 4th down and 4 with 5:15 remaining. Back throws and the pass incomplete off the hands of Austin. No flags. 49ers take over on downs.
Terrence Austin working the slot on the left side. Just not doing a whole lot to sell anybody to get any separation. You got to push that up vertically, then make your break. He's just kind of gliding into a crossing route, and Carlos Rogers ain't buying any of that.
That whole linebacking crew just staying right there where he's trying to get that ball. And makes it difficult. Beck's got to go and weave through those guys, trying to get a completion. When you haven't done it all day and haven't threatened a deep ball that we talked about, that's exactly what you're going to get out of those linebackers.
Now the 49ers start from their own 37-yard line as Gore takes it up for a gain of 2 with 5 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. Redskins shut out last week. Just a field goal so far today. The last time a Mike Shanahan coached team went without a touchdown in back-to-back games, his first season as a head coach with the 1988 Los Angeles Raiders.
Well, when he came to Washington, he made a commitment. The first thing he was going to do was get the defense up and going. And that's kind of what the NFC East is about. You got to be able to play defense in this division. That's why you go Brian Arakpo and you follow it up with Ryan Kerrigan this year in the draft.
Looking down at 9, here's Gore.
But what he has to do next year is he's got to make that same commitment to the offense. He's got to get some weapons on the offensive side of the ball. And you know, this is an offense that's similar to what Houston runs, but they don't have the firepower that the Houston Texans have right now at the positions. And that has to be his next commitment. And He said he needs 2 immediate impact starters on the offense through free agency, you know, and then have another great draft. He feels he had a good one this year, but he has to hit it out of the park again next year.
Similar offense to Houston. His son Kyle was the Texans' offensive coordinator under Garrett Kubiak, who played for Mike Shanahan in Denver. And the last time the Redskins went 2 straight games without a touchdown back in September of 2001. Redskins will face the Dolphins in Miami next week. Dolphins out to a 31-3 lead over Kansas City as Miami looks to win for the first time this season, and they will with 3 minutes remaining in that game.
That's a surprise, and it just like New Orleans, St. Louis before. I mean, these teams are getting to that point where you don't want to be playing a winless team. Nobody wants to match what Detroit did a couple of years ago and go 0-16.
They're down at 9. Kendall Hunter as the Niners keep it on the ground. So San Francisco just over 4 minutes away, raising their record to 7-1. The rest of their division, as the Redskins use their second timeout, the rest of the NFC West, a combined 4 wins. Seattle losing in Dallas, so if that score holds, 49ers would go to 7-1, and the rest of their division, a combined 4-18. And the 49ers still have 5 games left against their division opponents, 2 with Arizona, 2 with St. Louis, and 1 with Seattle.
But what I like what San Francisco has done, they have done this against the tough part of their schedule.
Right.
It's going to include the games they lost to Dallas. That's their 1 loss. But it includes victories over the Redskins, the Bengals, the Buccaneers, the Eagles. The Eagles was the key for the 49ers right now. Detroit, when Detroit was undefeated in the talk of the NFL, they went up to Ford Field and put it on the Lions. So this is a team that, yeah, comes from a sketchy division out in the NFC West. They've only played one of those teams.
And that was Seattle the opening week as Banks lost the football. It's down at the bottom of the pile, and Banks able to recover. Well, we've mentioned throughout the game, this started before the game. During pregame warm-ups, there were some words between Vernon Davis and a couple of the Redskin players, and it has continued throughout this game.
Brandon Banks gets lucky here. This one goes on the ground, and let's see who the 49er player is. It just serves it right back to him.
Anthony Dixon.
An opportunity for a huge play right there. Gives it right back to Brandon Banks.
Number 24, 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down, Washington.
That is the 8th 49ers penalty. So John Beck and the Redskins with 4:07 remaining start from their own 28. Washington with 1 timeout remaining. So 2 while on defense. Beck throws and the catch is made for a first down. It's Fred Davis again, only his 2nd catch. Out to the 44, a 16-yard pass play.
The whole group has to just develop some consistency. Not just John Beck, this whole group. There's been plays here and there scattered throughout this game, but they have not been able to string anything together to put any type of a drive.
Back on first down, Davis again. Sean Goldson makes the tackle in 49ers territory, gain of 7. Second down and 3. And we will check in prior to the 3rd and 3 play for the Redskins with Kurt Menefee. Kurt.
Bucks and Saints, big NFC South matchup. Tampa Bay drawing a little closer towards the end. Here's Kellen Winslow, 5-yard score from Freeman, and it's within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. 5.5 to go. Saints still holding on. Kenny Moose and Goose.
Watch out for those Buccaneers in the 4th quarter, Kenny.
Shaping up to be quite a race in their last game in London against Chicago. 2 fourth quarter touchdowns, including 1 by Kellen Winslow. 3rd down and 3. Back to the outside. First down. Terrence Austin. Out of bounds. Clock stops with 3:09 remaining. Still a 2-possession game, 16-point deficit for Washington. From the 45. Back complete to Halou. And Roy Halou picks up another Redskins first down out of bounds at the San Francisco 34 to flag.
Defense, 12 men. Penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
Redskins will take the 11-yard pickup by Halou. Three wide receivers set on first down from the San Francisco 34. Wilson up in the box. Beck steps up, he throws, and the catch is made by Halou, tackled by Golson at the 31, a gain of 3.
For whatever reason, John Beck looks a lot more composed in this drive.
Absolutely.
I mean, he just, he's sliding. He doesn't have that kind of that herky-jerky motion. And when he feels the pressure, he steps up, he's sliding from one side to the other, keeping his eyes downfield.
Seems like he's not thinking. He's just going and he's playing football, looking for his receivers downfield, throwing the ball.
On 2nd and 7, Fred Davis again, and Beck has gone 6 for 7 on this drive.
Keep it in perspective, the position of the game, coming up on the 2-minute down 16.
Redskins in the red zone for the first time today. On the 19-yard line of San Francisco. Couple of pump fakes and then Beck slides. And that will bring us to the 2-minute warning. If the Redskins trailing the 49ers 19-3. The final 2 minutes after these messages. A minute 58 remaining, fourth quarter. Redskins have put together their best drive of the day so far, 54 yards. They trail by 16. Line of scrimmage, the San Francisco 19-yard line, 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, but now the field has been short. Now San Francisco, they've been playing soft underneath. By the position of the ball, they can't play that style anymore. They should toughen up here a little.
Back over the top on 2nd and 9. And it's taken close to a first down by Roy Halou.
Well, they found something in Roy Halou today. He's done a good job running the football, been very impressive in the passing game. He's been the outlet that John Beck has gone to the majority of the day underneath, working the soft coverage.
Halou with 13 catches today, 104 yards. 3rd down and 1. Halou's 14th reception.
They signal first down, but he looked like he was a little bit short.
3rd and final charge timeout. Washington, a 30-second timeout.
I wonder who called that timeout in that situation. If it is the first down, Goose, you come up and spike that ball, keep that timeout in your pocket.
Yeah, you got to hold it down.
Well, coming up, America's Game of the Week. Many of you will see the Giants and the Patriots. Their first meeting since Super Bowl 42, or Aaron Rodgers and the Packers will take on the San Diego Chargers. Check local listings. America's Game of the Week. Coming up next. Roy Halou with 14 receptions today, and that sets a new franchise record. Art Monk with 13 receptions twice. Kelvin Bryant did it once in '86. So Roy Halou in his first NFL start sets a franchise record with 14 receptions. So a couple of records for the Redskins today. 59-yard field goal as well. Here is Beck to the end zone. Jabbar Gaffney, touchdown.
Well, here's the critical part of the game. We're going to have a 2-point play here. See if the Redskins can keep themselves alive. Jabbar Gaffney's right in front of Fred Davis there. No, that's Terrence Austin. Here he comes into your picture. Just works right into a soft spot. Good ball placement by John Beck, because you had Patrick Willis underneath that. He got it up over top of him.
Redskins' first touchdown of the last 8 quarters, and now they will go for 2. Try and keep it a 1-score game. 2-point conversion attempt. Beck to Hankerson. Cutting the 49ers lead to 19-11.
Here's a young guy with a veteran-type move. It's Leonard Hankerson on the outside working against Terrell Brown. Some nice, innocent, soft hands.
Yeah, nice move to the outside. Opens up, comes back, uses his body where the defender can't go and attack the ball.
That's a lot of confidence in a young guy right there, because you put your trips out to the quarterback's right. You've got Leonard Hankerson working the backside one-on-one. Nobody else is there. And John Beck takes a look at it pre-snap, has enough confidence in the young guy, takes that one-on-one matchup.
I really don't like the way San Francisco's played this last drive here, Darryl.
No.
Very, rushing 3 guys, very, I don't know, very passive. No aggressiveness, no blitzing, no forcing Beck into a bad situation, just letting him feel comfortable back there. And a little bit of, positive, turned his whole demeanor, and now he's got some confidence behind him, and they get this right here, onside kick, you don't know what can happen.
Exactly. You never want to put yourself in a position where anything can happen. And that's what the Niners defense did. I agree, Tony. It was very soft. They allowed him to just dink and dunk all the way down the field. And then even when you got to that part of the field where now you can't play that style anymore, they were still able to hit some underneath routes before they got to Jabbar Gaffney in the back of the end zone.
An 11-play, 72-yard drive. Beck went 9 for 10 on the drive, plus the 2-point conversion. And now Gano will set up for the onside kick. But first, a timeout is taken by Jim Harbaugh.
Timeout, San Francisco, a 30-second timeout.
So neither team has a timeout remaining. It's an 8-point game following the touchdown pass from John Beck to Jabbar Gaffney. And the 2-point conversion, 49ers lead 19-11. Niners special teams coach Brad Seeley. There's Danny Smith, Redskins special teams coordinator.
I think Coach Seeley wanted to get a look at what Washington's formation would be on the onside kick. That's why you saw the timeout. Let him get up there, get committed, see what they're thinking, then bring his guys back over, talk through everything, make sure they've got everybody on the same page.
Brad Seeley was my special teams coach, and I played at the Colts back in the early 90s. Great guy. He really knows his special teams. I'll tell you, Darryl, you've been around a couple too over there in Dallas.
Yeah. And these are all, like you said, Tony, these are tough ones. It's 1-1 on the kick direction. It's 6 Redskins versus 6 Niners. They're +1 on the backside.
But here we go, up in the air. And it comes down in the hands of Vernon Davis.
This is the way you draw it up. The front guys, all these guys right here, they're supposed to block. You block everybody, take the other player's position, allow Vernon Davis to step up there and make the catch. So the guy in the back row is going to be the one that steps up and makes the catch. All those guys up front have to make sure that he's confident enough that he can make that catch without taking one of those big hits. I don't know why he signaled for the fair catch, because it was one of those ones that was driven into the ground.
And a flag has been thrown. A busy day for Gene Steratore and his crew.
We warned them before the game. We've had some interesting plays during the course of our season this year.
Yes, we have.
Illegal fair catch signal. Preceding team, number 85. It's a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It'll be San Francisco's ball, 1st and 10.
One of my favorite things that the NFL has done is, you can see him signaling for the fair catch right here, but some of the most violent collisions, you can see them right there in slow motion. You can see some of those collisions on an onside kick, And a lot of the calls, a lot of the penalties they've built in, you don't have to do that again. I had to do 3 in a row one time, and I actually had a conversation with the official, and I said, listen, we're not doing anything wrong, and we're getting penalized because you keep giving them another opportunity to convert a kick when they're making the mistakes on that side of the ball. So I like the direction they've moved with this, where you not have to go back and line up and do that kick again.
So the 49ers will run out the clock and raise their record to 7-1. Their first 4-0 start on the road since '92, with all 4 wins coming in the Eastern Time Zone. Their first 6-game win streak since '97. Great job by our entire crew today. Our producer Barry Landis, director Michael Frank, associate director Neil Gallo, associate producer Chirag Devaskar, broadcast associates Joe Wheeler and Eric Mandia, technical producer Marvin Kale, technical director Damon McGavick, studio produced by Bill Richards, directed by Bob Levy, our statistician Dave Corris, spotter Ben Boma. John Beck drops to 0-7 as a starter in the NFL, 0-3 this season. Redskins lose their 4th in a row for Jim Harbaugh and the San Francisco 49ers. Their 6th consecutive victory. What a first half of the season for the Niners. They are now 7-1. 49ers win this game by the score of 19-11. Redskins score a late touchdown, but it was not enough. For Darryl Johnston and Tony Siragusa, Kenny Albert saying so long now to Kurt Menefee in Los